So for those who don't know me because I haven't uploaded in like forever, my name is Suki and I was not excited for Love Live Superstar. For the first time in like 5 years, I was not looking forward to the premiere of the newest Love Live anime, which was odd for me since I consider myself a big fan of the franchise. But there was a reason why I wasn't all that hyped up for it. I love School Idol Project. It's one of my favorite animes of all time, and its movie finale is also one of my favorite movies of all time. When I cried my eyes out seeing clothes lay on grass, that was the last day I ever loved a Love Live anime. Now I'm not saying that I hated watching Sunshine or Nijigasaki, but they just couldn't live up to my expectations, and as a result, I had a very underwhelming experience with both of them. In fear that I would just go through the same thing again, I purposely didn't get myself all that excited for Superstar. I wasn't dreading its release, but my expectations for it were about as high as Seiyu, who was very short. And so I watched the first episode of Superstars with probably the lowest expectations I've ever had for a Love Live anime, and I liked it. To my surprise, I really enjoyed Love Live Superstar. It felt a lot like School Idol Project to me, but at the same time felt like something brand new. The show follows a lot of the same story beats as the original series, but it never at all felt like a one-to-one copy of it. That's mostly because Superstars has a lot of unique elements to it that make it really stand out from the rest of the seasons. One of the most obvious being the group, which now only consists of 5 members who are all in the same year, for now. I like that they made all the characters first years because it gave them this immediate connection between each other, and it made them feel more like equals, which helped make their unique traits and conflicts stand out even more. I never thought Love Live ever felt crowded with 9 characters, but wow, I immediately felt the huge amount of space the show had, and it really takes advantage of that extra legroom, giving us one of the best paced Love Live seasons to date, in my opinion. Another thing that made Superstars feel unique was that it was a lot more grounded in reality compared to past seasons. I'm not saying that the show was realistic or anything, but it wasn't as anime as its predecessors. You definitely see this more real direction in the show with Kana, who, unlike past main protagonists, she actually feels like a real person. The first few minutes we see of her is her being a pissy high schooler to her sister and mom, which I can never imagine any of our past main Love Live girls ever doing in their first episode, but I was all for it. It was really refreshing to see Kim finally break free. It was really refreshing to see Kanan finally break free of the Genki girl formula and have a pretty realistic reaction to her situation. You know, at this point, I was about to say that Superstars was basically a perfect Love Live season. Like, I thought the story and characters were good, it looked really good, I loved the color palette and the character designs, and it had solid music, but then I watched the ending and it became not so perfect. I remember seeing the last episode with a friend and asking them afterwards what they thought about the show overall, and they told me that they weren't sure what to say about it after seeing those last scenes, and I don't think anyone can blame them. I rewatched the show recently for this video, and I don't think the ending is as bad as I remember it to be, but it definitely could have been much more better. I say this because the first episode of the show has such an amazing ending, like, it's so good in fact that I thought they should have just recreated it for the finale and it would have worked really well in the context of the story. But instead we got a I'll see you in Love Live Superstar Season 2 ending, which is pretty lame. Despite this, I still really like Superstar. I thought it was a really good Love Live season, which is something I haven't said about a Love Live season in a very long time. Which got me thinking, why did I like this show so much? I just had this feeling that it wasn't just because I thought this show was better than Sunshine or Nijigasaki, although that was part of it. After thinking about it for a while and getting nowhere, I went back to my script to review it and I unexpectedly found my answer on the first page. But they just couldn't live up to my expectations, and as a result, I had a very underwhelming experience with both of them. And so I watched the first episode of Superstars with probably the lowest expectations I've ever had for a Love Live anime. My expectations. When I watched School Idol Project back in like middle school, I expected nothing from it. And that's why I liked it so much. I didn't get too hung up by its flaws or mistakes because I wasn't expecting it to be perfect or really anything. I just watched it for what it was, which was something I didn't do with Sunshine or Nijigasaki. I watched those shows expecting them to surpass one of my favorite animes of all time. And not so surprisingly, they didn't even come close to achieving that. And of course I reacted to their quote-unquote failure by complaining non-stop about how bad they were to everyone I knew. In the beginning of this video, I said that watching Superstars felt a lot like watching School Idol Project. I said the reason was because... I said it was because it followed a lot of the same story beats, but after this discovery, I think half of that was just because I didn't get too mad at it when it had weird story conveniences, or how they kept playing the same 5 seconds of Sunny Passion's award-winning performance, because I didn't expect it to be perfect or even good. I just enjoyed it for what it was, which was something I should have done with Sunshine and Nijigasaki. While I still stand by my thoughts on each of those seasons, I'm now aware that I didn't give all of them a fair chance. This next part is gonna sound really cheesy and a bit cringe, but Love Live Superstar is a show about new beginnings, and after I finished it and discovered why I liked it so much, it made me want to start over again with Love Live. I wanted to see the franchise for what it was now as opposed to what I wanted it to be, and as a result, I'm a lot more optimistic about it than ever before. I'm still a bit cynical about its direction, but compared to how I was a few months ago, I definitely don't appear to hate every decision they make, at least when given the time to think about them. Speaking of which, when the news came out that, okay, I think this is a good time to tell you guys I don't know how to pronounce the new group's name, so give me a break. When the news came out that Lee was going to be adding 4 more members to their group, I mulled it a bit. Okay, maybe a lot. But after I sat down and ate some pizza at my college and thought about it for a while, I came to see them as a nice addition to Superstars, and a sorta needed one. I don't think the current cast would have been able to carry the next season since they're more or less developed already, so adding new characters would help make season 2 a bit more engaging, or at the very least interesting. I guess I just found another reason why I really like Superstar. It made me want to love Love Live again. That's a bit weird way to say it. I'm actually looking forward to where this franchise is going. Yes, that even includes the VTuber thing they're working on. While I might still complain about stuff like the Nijigasaki anime, subscribe for that, my expectations for the franchise have lowered a bit now, which it's about as tall as Kanen now, who is average height, which is I think a foot taller than her Seiyu. And with that, I'll see you in season 2, and yes, I did write the ending for Superstar.